Aren't those cute? I got both of those at TSC when I went there the other day to stock up on my animal feed. They only had the two and I had one. I was like, oh, I gotta have that. I was like, I better get the other one just in case. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grow, I brought out some, what did I bring out? Some sweet peas. I love flowers in my garden. So I'm gonna plant some sweet peas on that one. And this one, I don't know what I wanna grow up. I just like adding the different levels of height. Actually, what I think I may do, probably won't be patient enough for it this season, but next year I'd like to get out with some like baby blue or sky blue spray paint and spray paint them like a light sky blue, just to add some color with the green and everything in the garden. I don't need more brown, that's for sure. But I just thought while I was out here today, there's not a whole lot that I need to do in the garden right now. Everything that I could plant is planted, but I do want to share a quick update. So since my last garden update, I was talking about how in Michigan it's just getting harder to garden with garden centers being closed down and stuff. And it's not just me having this conversation. There's communities upon communities having this conversation. And a comment I often get is, guys, it's March, you can't even grow, or April, you can't even grow until, like, typically what our rule of thumb is Mother's Day. And in that last video, I said that's just not true. And showed things that were growing in my garden and stuff. And then I saw other comments this past weekend. It got really cold, as I mentioned in that video, like several days in the 20s. And then we got a big snow on Friday. Like it snowed from 7 a.m. well into the midnight hours. And we got a full 3 inches of snow. Stayed on the ground most of the day Saturday. And there was a lot of ha ha ha, I told you so. See all this snow, all you guys that wanted to garden. And I'm just gonna share the same thing, guys. Let me just show you. Proof is in the pudding, I guess. So this is my 400, 500 pea plants I started. They're a Tom Thumb variety, a bush pea. As you can see, they are just fine. And they were covered in like hard packed snow. I'm probably gonna have to bring the camera down. I don't know if this is gonna pick up, but this is all my beets, all the way down. Hopefully you guys can see the little green lines all the way down. And they were just itty bitty seedlings like this. They survived just fine. In this round planter is where we started a bunch of flowers. We have borage, bachelor's buttons, perfectly fine. I don't even know if these were sprouted before the snow. So your flowers are gonna do okay too. Now I planted these onions, well over a month ago now. And they manage snow and ice and cold just fine. All my cabbage starts, purple cabbage starts, still just fine. My little green cabbage starts, still just fine. I have spinach growing all out here, just fine. And then I've got collards over there, broccolini, and kale down at the end of this bed. So, guys, my only tip and takeaway I want you to have from this whole me sharing this with you is cold hardy crops are called cold hardy crops for a reason. It's because they can handle the cold. When you have directions from hundreds of years of experience from farmers and seed producers that say to plant your seed 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost, or to set your transplants out that early, do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't listen to anyone telling you you can't. Oh, and here's the thing. You don't have to put up frost cover. You don't have to put up row covers. That's not the purpose, to go into that extra work. Cold hardy crops are the easy thing to grow. And people that tell you that you have to wait till there's threat of ice, snow, freezing temps are going to stop is just minimizing the massive growing season that you could potentially have and the huge results that you could ultimately get. So when my spinach is done here, I can come back in and plant something else. When my peas are done over there, my beets, I can take those out and plant something else. So don't listen to that. It's ill-informed. It's not true. Otherwise, farmers wouldn't be doing it. And we wouldn't have the years and wealth of experience on clear instructions and guidelines to go ahead and plant. So, hopefully, me just sharing with you that, listen, this happened. I planted when I was supposed to plant. We had terribly cold temps for April and a huge snow for April, and everything's fine. So hopefully that just gives you some encouragement. Even if you missed out on spring planting this year, remember this example for next year so that you really can truly get the greatest reward out of your gardening time. So I'm going to go plant these sweet peas on my planter box trellis. And you guys give me some ideas on what to plant on my other trellis in the corner. I'm not sure. It's a little too late for sugar snap peas. And I don't care if it's flowers too, just something fun to add height and even color. You know, one year I planted those scarlet runner beans, and I didn't really enjoy them for the bean itself, but the flowers are absolutely stunning, and I had so many hummingbirds in my garden that year. So I might see if I can get my hands on some of those.